Hello everyone, welcome to The Green Man. Hope you're all doing good and well. It's time for episode number 5 of my favourite Shoegaze and Dreampop albums. Done a few of these episodes and it's been a little while since I actually did talk about one of my favourite Shoegaze and Dreampop albums, so I thought it was about time. And this time around I'm talking about probably one of the albums from my choices so far that I have played the most. This album has so much replay value to me, I just can't get enough of it. It's the debut album from the Russian shoegaze band Pinkshinyultrablast, Everything Else Matters. It would be easy to pigeonhole this band to probably the category of just another kind of noise pop shoegaze band that, you know, are sort of symptomatic of that certain sound, and that it would be easy to fall into the trap of perhaps thinking that these guys don't offer a huge amount that's new to the genre, but I think that's probably a wrong view to have. Certainly this band, for me, yes, they have a very heavy reverb sound, and you know, everything you listen to is super dreamy. The vocals are so soft and ghostly, sometimes it might feel like it's hard to hear them, but you can discern them in the mix. But I think what's so effective here is the overall sound, and that they managed to find a way of making their sound work really, really well with you know, the instruments going on, and each rhythm is usually very hooky, it's very memorable, and within that sort of sound that they have, when they make a change, they make sure it's very noticeable, and it's usually, you know, these tracks, they're, as I say, they're very memorable. The opener, Wish We Were, you know, sort of that really slow, like, I almost want to say it, like playground noise kind of feel to the beginning of this track, as it slowly builds into suddenly a really kind of, a sort of upbeat section, an up-tempo section with the rhythm guitar. And then you get a sense of what Pinkshinyultrablast are all about, with the amazing bass work and the vocals kind of float around above these quick rhythm sections beautifully, and it's just one of the wonderful things about this band, I think, is that you really do feel like you're listening to something that is unique, and that yes, it's you know, it's another shoegazy band, but they have something really, I think, quite special. And this album is just a demonstration of how beautiful this kind of a sound can be if it's worked on really hard, and you have great hooks, great melodies, great choruses. It shows how well a sound like this can really come off, and these guys have done such a great job with this album, from the very first track, from Wish You Were, to the last track, Marigold, which kind of has this really interesting long or elongated drony outro, but it's so gorgeous. You can just sort of just lay on the ground to it, just forget the world. Really great stuff. The bass work on here is one thing that I kind of really want to talk about, because it is kind of a standout on this whole album. In tracks like Glitter and Metamorphosis, the bass work is really quite incredible. It's sort of one of the clearer sounds. You know, the bass work doesn't really seem to have so much of the reverb affecting it, so within each of these tracks it's normally quite noticeable when the bass does come in, but it kind of overlays the music so well, it drives it forwards in places. It is definitely one of the more noticeable elements of the album, besides that wonderful textured sounds that these guys have put together. Really, really great album, and you know, it was in, I think, my list of albums of the decade for the 2010s, because, you know, I've come to love it so much, relied it on as a go-to album during the pandemic and everything, and it is so worth your time. And as I say, I think a lot of people might just make a prejudgment of this band if they just listen to one or two songs, but listen to this whole album and tell me you've not had an amazing sonic experience at the end of it. I'd be very surprised. I think it's a really, really awesome shoegazy album from Pinkshinyultrablast. Everything Else Matters is the name of it, so go check it out. I'll put maybe a link to the album so you can download it in the description box. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, do feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. I review lots of albums, also do lists or rankings of things, and lots of coverage on my favourite sci-fi, fantasy and horror related stuff as well. Anyway, hope you all enjoy your evenings, otherwise take care, and hopefully see you next time. Bye.